Oh, no, that's,
Yeah. Unfortunately.
Welcome, everyone, to the Wing It Wednesday. We're still winging it here. Laura's like cutting something really quickly for me. This might work. Hold on a second, it might work. So, is everybody like prepared for tomorrow, this big winter storm? Oh, I can take my mask off. Might as well just do another one.
Okay.
Yeah, because we were die cutting something and we forgot to take the little sticker off. So that's not going to work. So because this is really our first like major snowfall of the season, it's a good time and it's a good reminder that if you're planning on coming out to the store when there's a lot of snow going on and a lot of storm warnings and such, please, before you venture out, call the store to make sure we're open. Check Facebook, because we would post it on Facebook and we would send an email to everybody if we were closing early. And depending on how much snow and where it lands tomorrow, that might be the case tomorrow. But Charlene is planning on coming in, and we'll see how the day goes. So just a good reminder. We've been so fortunate this whole season so far that we've had very, very little snow. So, let's see. Rochester, you're not getting anything? Oh, lucky you. Okay, so I'm going to start off by actually taking this die cut. This is a die cut. I'm going to move my sign. Don't you love my new sign? We're going to find a place in the store.
Oh, nice.
So this is a die cut from Jillian Vance, and it's this really kind of ornate flourish. And we can use these parts and pieces somewhere else, but what I really want is this. Because if you join me on Saturday, we played with alcohol inks. And I have a couple of the finished projects that I did. And so I'm going to show that to you. So let's start out with, this is the... Excuse me. Oh my gosh. This is a stencil from Pink Fresh. That's my blue version, and that's my green version. I'm going to run and get a cough drop real quick. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. So this is the stencil, the 5-layer stencil from Pink Fresh with the trees. This is the blue version that I did on Facebook. Then I used the paste on top. And this was a sentiment that I just had in my stash from one of my card sets. And I told you I would do a green version. And once again, I used the ink pads from I.O. And then the dark color I brought in because I only had 3 combinations of I.O. that went together. And I brought in the Rustic Wilderness from the Distress ink. And then I sprayed this with the Sparkle from Sukaniko. They're sparkle sprays. So here, you have this kind of winter version. And here, this is kind of like an everyday. And it makes a perfect masculine card. And then we did some alcohol inks. And the plastic that I used, I showed, it must have been like a stencil film plastic, did not dry. So I don't have that sample to show you. But the foil that I did, and over the weekend we were able to stop at the store and I picked up some blending solution. And I blended the edges out so it was a little bit softer. And I ended up making a birthday card out of it. And there's that. And this was the other paper that I used, and it was just an opalescent cardstock, which actually worked. So this is why I wanted this die, because I'm going to lay that over this piece and create a card from it. So we're going to finish this while we're here. So I need to just trim probably a hair off each side. So I'm just going to create a background. My intention was actually to die cut something from it. And then I thought, oh, here, I'll just use this kind of reverse die. A little off the top. Just kind of play with it and see what side fits the best. I can always go back and blend out a little solution to extend it over, but I don't mind that there's an open space. And then I'm going to use my adhesive. I'm just using my Nuvo, getting close to the edges and in some of these fine little areas, just putting a little bit of that glue on there. So all this morning we had a layout class. I did not cough at all, so I apologize. Sometimes like the fumes from some of these papers, the specialty papers, bother me. So we have that, and I found this to bring out that purple. So I'm going to do my little trick. That little part keeps sticking up, so I'm just on a piece of scrap paper. Just kind of put a little bit of glue on there. Then I can tuck up, tuck it underneath any of those areas that are lifting up. I think I just need a little bit more glue. So by bringing that fuchsia purple in there, that just makes that card pop. And you can have the card either way. And we can also put a sentiment down at that little corner. So there are 2 cards, and that was done with the American Crafts alcohol ink that we just got in. Yeah, that die, this is from Jillian Vance Designs, and I love that. It's just a beautiful ornate die. So I think we have that on our site. And then I have all these other little wispy things that I could save and incorporate in a card, so I can use them at another time. So I'm definitely going to save those little pieces. So I want to do a little bit of show and tell. We just got these paper packs in from Doodlebug, the Let It Snow collection. So it's a combination of Christmas and winter. We got the paper pack in, we have single sheets, and then we have their cardstock that coordinate with their paper packs. So that came in. And we also have the Let It Snow. They're tiny prints, the petite prints, and you can see these also coordinate with all that paper collection. But the cool thing about Doodlebug is that this will coordinate with a lot of their past paper collections. It all works together. So I just opened a box that came in today. So I'm going to take these out one by one to show you. These are not in the system yet if it's new. I believe this is an old stencil, but it's a Snowflake Stencil from Tim. It's the large tag, so I thought we need to get some Snowflake stencils in, and I found that one. We have some new dies from Dress My Craft, and this is a company out of India, and they've been doing some really like wonderful dies and paper collections and embellishments and such. And this is the inverted square scallop die. This is a grass border die. I love that there's two different dies. So you have the one that goes behind and the one that goes in the front. And then you also get this little adorable frog that goes with that, the grass border. This is another new die from them. It's just a candy die. So I thought this, they call them toffees, but just a candy die. I thought this is good for Halloween. It's good for Christmas. You can do it in your Christmas colors. And it's good for something sweet for Valentine's Day. So I think you'd get a lot of use out of this. And this is called the toffees from Dress My Craft. These will be in the system in a couple days, so watch for that. They have a new happy birthday die. I know they don't show it on the back, but I'll bring it up close if you can see. It looks like it has a lot of little stitching and detail to it. Let me just see if I can take this out and die cut it for you real quick so you can see all that. If this is going to allow me to pull it out. Yep, let me just die cut this real quick so you can see. Looks like a fun little happy birthday die. Okay. Let me just find a piece of cardstock. Oh, it's really kind of fun. I actually grabbed 2 sheets of paper, so it double cut it, but now it makes it nice and thick. But look, that kind of texture that you get in there, that's really super sweet, if you can see. Anna Griffin, is that what you're saying, Anna Griffin? I don't think she wholesales anymore. I don't think we have a distributor for Anna Griffin. I think she is really kind of just doing direct. But I'll look into it and see if any of her stuff is available. She used to have all her products through Kane Company, and I don't believe they're in the industry anymore. So maybe that's why she just ended up doing, direct. So, but I will look into it. We're always open to suggestions, and we'll see what happens. I know we're late, but look what I got today. We have a couple customers that have pre-ordered these, so you will be getting a call that your Christmas stamps came in. But this is actually a great one. I love this. Was a really popular set. So a lot of these are they're from Stampers Anonymous, and they're Tim Holtz. I love this one. That would be a beautiful one to color. So Janine, a lot of these are yours. We had a couple other special orders, but those are now available. You won't see these on our site unless you wanted a special order one. This one I might have ordered an extra 1 or 2 for the store. just because we knew that it was taking so long for us to get their product. Unless you're planning your Christmas cards for next year or whatever, a lot of people probably don't want them anymore. For those that you like mixed media, we had some good feedback from this this mineral paper. And I think people were doing alcohol. I think they were doing alcohol ink on it. And it does have like this kind of, it feels almost like a thin fabric. It's really kind of cool. It's made from rocks and not trees. It's for water-based or dry media. It's a bright white, has a vellum surface, and it's acid-free. So it's called mineral paper. So for those of you like to try different things, kind of look into this. But one of the other stores that part of the group raves about this, and she said her customers love it. So I thought we'd give it a try. Oh, this is a new ruler. And what I liked about this, let me see if I can open the box without destroying it. Kind of has a little raised up center instead of being flat. So if you can see it, it's kind of dimensional. So you have the ruler on one side with your centimeters, and then you have your inches on this side, and this is your steel edge. And so what I liked is if you're using an X-Acto knife, instead of holding your blade down here, and if you slipped, I'm not so good with blood and X-Acto knives. So this would be better for me. And then they give you a little tool. I'm not sure what the little tool is for. It has an easy grip handle, non-slip grip foot, and actually, what I love that they said, large measurements. These are a little bit on the smaller side, if you can see those. Excuse me. These numbers are big and bold. So I'm not sure what this might be a score little tool for scoring, but I'm not sure. And I think I'll look for the package and get the directions, and we'll see what that is. But I really kind of was impressed by this new ruler. And let's see what else is in this box. Oh, the last thing in the box, these are butterfly sequins from Dress My Craft. So for those of you doing shaker cards or just need little embellishments. Let's see if I can you see them? They come in, they're tiny, tiny little butterflies, which are super sweet. So they're probably perfect, like even throw on your cards, but when you're doing shakers. So in the little box, they come as a little 6-pack, and you get all those beautiful little colors. So that's what came in one box. And last week I forgot to show you the Hero Arts. We have some new releases from Hero Arts. They're part of a shop box program. We got them in about 2 weeks ago, and we have a certain date that we can put them out. And I think that was last Saturday. I could have shown them, but I forgot all about it. But now we are. So these are their new release for 2022. It's not the entire release, but it's a good collection of different products that they're going to have available coming. I think at the end of January, we'll be seeing a lot more. So this is the cherries. So it's the layering stamp. So you have, actually you'll have 2 different layers. So you would use the 2 different reds or a dark red. And you have the leaves. And you can see a little sample of the card on the back. And they give you the instructions. So that is the little cherry, and there's a coordinating die for that. And this one is just adorable. Yes, spring greetings, welcome baby, hello there. Happy Easter. I think that's what that's saying, Happy Easter. And you have the little duck, and once again you have the different layers of inks that you'll be stamping, and you'll create an image, as you can see on there. These are available in store, and I have to check because there are certain guidelines with this release, whether we can put them online or not. But you can always call the store and order them, and we can, mail them or put it aside, and you can pick it up. So here's a sample of that cherry card. They actually sent a couple samples for us to show you. Let's see. Here is a new die, just a really kind of a semi-ornate little frame die. And I believe in this card, you can see that that was cut with that glitter paper. Here is another background die. And you have the 2 birds and the flowers. Let's see if there's something on the back. Yeah, there's no picture to show you. But that looks beautiful. This is one of the looking glass dies. And this will be something that I should actually show you how to do on a Facebook Live. And so we'll try to remember to do that. Because there's step-by-steps and there's different ways to use these. So you have 3 different sections of dies. And if you can see in the inside of this card, those dies were cut to use that window, to create that window. And the bee one is new. This is called the Looking Glass, the Bees and Flowers. Here's another card sample that they sent. This must be a new background. I believe it's probably a stencil. But here's that little duck that was here. So you can see him done. Here's another one of the looking glass dies. This one is really a good one. I like this one. The birthday. So you can see all the different layers. You can see the background and the foreground, different dies. So you cut out one at a time and then you'll stack them up with a frame. You can do it as a window card where you cut the hole in the window and have these on the inside. So there's a lot of different ways, but it kind of gives a really cool dimension when they're done. Let's see what else we got. They have a tulip, Donna. I saw that you were on. So this is a tulip stencil, the layering tulip stencil. And they have a coordinating die that goes with it. And a lot of companies are now doing stencils in dies and no stamps, which is really kind of cool. So for those of you that have joined or are considering joining our die cut club, because these are new releases, you would get 15% off the die. Then if you wanted the stencil to go with it, you would get your 10% off on that stencil. And being a new release, that's the only way you can get any kind of coupon or discount on those. This is a stencil, that flower background that I showed on the little duck card. I figured there was a stencil coming, and there was. Here's that background on that stencil, if you can see that. Stencils are so much fun. Here is another, it's kind of like you can put your sentiment in there, like you're looking through this bed of flowers. And this one is called the Flower Circle Stencil. And it's a square stencil. And remember, because they are square or whatever, you can cut them down. Oh, this is a fun one. This reminds me of Judy. Judy would love this. It's a background of all the fruits or the vegetables. So if you're a gardener or know somebody that has a garden, and here's a card sample that was done with that. And I think there is one more set. This one says yay and congrats. It's another one of their combinations, the stamp and die cut set. And so you have congratulations, and then you have all these little sentiments that coordinate with the congratulations. So you can see you nailed it, retirement, pop the cork, baby boy, baby girl, beyond so happy for you, you did it. So I think at Christmas we had the one with Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays with all the sentiments. There are several different ones in this series, and I love them. And I love the fact that the sentiments tend to be a little bit bolder and bigger than a lot of other sentiments. And sometimes you know, when you're making a card, it's too small. You need something a little bigger, and these work out really well. So that is the shop box from Hero Arts. So if there's something that you wanted, definitely message me or email or text, call the store, let us know, and we can put one of those aside. They will be in the store available. And like I said, if I find out that I can put them online, we will certainly do that. And last of all, for today, this is a little card box, mailbox from iCrafter, and Lori Whitlock is the designer. And a card box is one of the ones that fold up flat. So this is what a card box does. So it's a three-dimensional card. Then somebody can set it up, and then when it folds, and it goes flat into your envelope. So this is just a sample. And in here they give you a bunch of different hearts, but I used some other heart dies that I had, and I did this card. And basically you cut two of the front and the back, and you adhere them together over here. You can see all the different pieces that you get in here. This is the heart that created that background heart. These are the little side pieces, so you get all your layers. This is for the front of this card. You have the word mail, which we did here. The little flag for the side. And I happen to have this little gem that I stuck on the side there. But what I wanted to show you is, and hopefully it's going to work, because I didn't do a complete one. This was just my brain working overtime. And I wanted to put another section in there. So what I did to do that is I cut two more of the inside pieces. I did one in white cardstock and one in the pattern. And I did two because I wanted stability. And then I just made this little strip. And the dimensions are really from this point to this point. I wanted this to line up at each edge because it's going to get attached and it's going to get attached. So whatever that was, I just used a strip of paper and then my folder. And on one side, I did the pattern paper, and one side I did the white. And you can see that I left this open. So my thought, and we'll see if this is going to work, this is pretty much how the card box is. You can get different layers depending on the depth and the size of your pieces. So I'm going to fold this, my plan was to have this down at the edge, and I'm just trying to find the center. So I'm lining this up over here, and I have my score tape because I know that's super strong. And then the other side is going to go here. And once again, it's going to be center on here. So far, so good. So you can see I have, when this is going to close, this is still going to be able to be compressed. I'm just adding an extra layer to it. So this is the little side, so now I can adhere the little side. I can close my little box up. Okay. I have my little flag. And now you can add more hearts, you can add whatever. And what I did, and I need to grab a piece of white paper so you can see. I took a piece of packaging, clear packaging, because it was heavy. We have an acetate sheet that we sell, but it's a little bit thinner. I wanted something a little bit heavier. And I did a new die that came in, the Happy Valentine's Day. I did 2 of those layers, and I glued that onto this acetate. And my thought was, in the center part, where I have not glued them together, was to sandwich my little Happy Days sentiment. And actually that looks like almost perfect where I wanted it. So now I'm just going to put some adhesive on the front of that and the back of that. And on the back, so you can see I'm just kind of dropping some glue in there. And before it sets, I'm just going to make sure that that fits in there. And you can pull it up if I want it a little bit higher. Or you can set it down and adjust it. And so there's my card box, and I have that extra little layer in there. I probably just need to hold that, but once again, even though I added that extra layer, you certainly can flatten it, and it doesn't extend past either side, so this will still fit in the envelope. So this is one of the new dies for January from iCrafter. And this, I believe, is online. It's the Mailbox Card. And if you need instructions on how to put it together, because they don't really give you instructions in here, they have a YouTube video. So you just go to iCrafter, YouTube video, and then just the name of the class, the card box. But if you've done these before, they're really easy. This little addition, adding the extra layer, is not on there. That was actually something I wanted to do, so I did that on my own. But you can see the basic process of what you want to do and how you want to create that. So, are there any questions? Sorry about the coughing. I was fine all this morning, but I think my sinuses are affecting me right now, probably with the change and everything coming. So unless there's, anybody have any questions? This will be in the store, and if you need help with it, if you know how I created that extra little piece in there, I can definitely go through that with you and show you what I did. But it'll make perfect sense when you see the process. So I think that's it for me for today. I have a huge mess on the back table that I need to clean up really quickly. I have a couple of packages we got to get out in the mail. So I'd like to thank everybody for joining us, and we will see you on Saturday. Have a great couple days and be safe.